Hi, so happy to see you. Glad you're here. Are you ready for a story time? Are you in your story spot? Hey, speaking of which, did you see Mrs. Dunn? She asked us to show her where we read. Did you see? Did you see where I read? I did it from in here and I told you what room in my house this is. Go check it out. I chose today's story because we've been doing a lot of diagraphs in our class, and I went to look for a book that had the shh. What two letters come together to make that brand new sound? SH, right? So I went to my library and I was looking for a book that would give me something cool to read that had to go with those new sounds that we're learning. And I kind of ran into a book that doesn't have SH, but it has the chop, chocolate. What two letters come together to make a brand new sound that sounds like ch? CH, did you get it? Well, I found this story called Big Chicken. Now I want you to think about this because it could be two things. Like you could think about it two ways. Is it a really big chicken, meaning like it's huge, gigantic? Or are you a really big chicken like when you're afraid of something and you're just a chicken for no good reason, right? Afraid of something. So this story makes you think about that word, chicken, and the way we use it in two different ways. Let's see what you think about it. It's called Big Chickens by Leslie Helakoski. I hope I'm saying that right. Illustrated by Henry Cole. Big Chickens. One day, 4 big chickens peeked out the coop window and saw a wolf sneak into the farmyard. The chickens popped, flocked, and rocked. They knocked into themselves and each other until one by one they tumbled out of the coop. The door slammed shut and the chickens ran into the woods to hide. After a while, it became very quiet. I'm afraid to go home, said one chicken. Oh, said the others. Me too. Me 3. Me 4. So cautious, careful, cowardly chickens walked deeper into the woods until they came to a deep ditch. I'm afraid to jump, said one chicken. Oh, said the others. Me too. Me 3. Me 4. What if we can't jump that far? What if we fall in the ditch? What if we get sucked into the mud? The chickens tutted, putted, and flooded. They butted into themselves and each other until one by one they fell into the ditch. The chickens landed smack in the mud. Feet flew out from under. Bottoms flipped over. Bodies plucked up and mud sucked down. Legs sank in. Necks stretched out until their chicken feet grabbed some roots and they pulled themselves out of the ditch. 4 dirty chickens came to a cow pasture. I'm afraid of cows, said one chicken. Whoa, said the others. Me too. Me 3. Me 4. What if the cows chase us? What if we get poked with their horns? What if we step in a cow patty? The chickens squeaked, squirmed, and squealed. They squawked at themselves and each other until one by one they bumped into the cows. The chickens ran and the cows chased. The cows stomped down. The chickens fluttered up. Horns dipped under. Legs leaped over. Tongues hung out. Feet squished until their chicken wings flapped and they flopped over a fence to the other side. 4 dusty chickens came to a lake. "I'm afraid of the water," said one chicken. "Oh," said the others. "Me 2, me 3, me 4. What if the boat sinks? What if we fall in the lake? What if we hit an iceberg?" The chickens sputtered, shuddered, and muttered. They fluttered into themselves and each other until the boat tipped over and one by one they fell in. The chickens landed in the lake with a splash. The boat went down, their toes pointed up, heads bobbed under, waves swept over, breath sucked in, water squirted out, until they grabbed onto a log. Their chicken legs kicked all the way to the shore. 4 derpy chickens spied a cave. "I'm afraid of caves," said one chicken. "Oh," said the others. "Me 2, me 3, me 4. What if we can't see in there? What if we wake up some bats? What if we fall into a bottomless pit?" The 4 chickens flurried, hurried, and worried. They scurried into themselves and each other until one by one they stumbled into the cave. The chickens bumped into walls, rocks rolled over, toes crunched under, bats flew down, chickens swatted up, dark, closed in, eyes bulged out until their chicken ears heard a noise in the back of the cave. They grew very quiet. 4 dazed chickens listened to a long, low growl. "I'm afraid of growls," said one chicken. "Oh," said the others. "Me 2, me 3, me 4. What if it's a big animal? What if it's a big, hairy animal? What if it's a big, hairy, chicken chomping animal?" Something crawled from the back of the cave. It was big, it was hairy. It looked at the chickens and licked its lips. "It's a wolf!" The chickens picked, pecked, pocked. They ruffled, puffled, and shuffled. They shrieked, squeaked, and freaked until the wolf ran out of the cave. The chicken heart soared. "I'm a big, brave chicken." "Oh," said the others. "Me 2, me 3, me 4. We have chicken power. We have chicken brains. We have chicken guts." Oops, sorry. Yes, they all agreed. We are very big chickens. 4 dirty, dusty, drippy, dazed, daring chickens strutted all the way home. I like that one. I wanted to show you one thing that we talked about in class. We talked about these ellipses. Do you remember? Where's the other one? Right here. Do you remember we talked about those 3 dots? Do you remember what those 3 dots tell you? Those 3 dots tell you that this sentence on the bottom of this page is not finished. And the rest of the sentence is over here on this page. And it has 3 dots, or ellipses, if you want a big fancy word, that tell you that that sentence is not finished. And it does it pretty much on every page, because at the end of every page it says until, and then you have to turn the page to find out what happened, right? And so there's those 3 dots. Pretty cool stuff, huh? See you next time. Take care.